Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff and this is JG Trains, and sorry for not putting out a video lately, but last one was right before the beginning of the new year. Been a little busy and everything, but I'm making it up to you right now with a new review of a beautiful engine. Oh man, I didn't prepare really good for this. Hold on real quick. Now that's much better. So today I have a special choo-choo review for you. I have an EMD SD70ACE BNSF, the swoosh model, and this is from MTH, and we're going to dive into it right now. Let's get it on. Some brief history and stats on the real EMD SD70ACE is it has a 4,300 horsepower prime mover, and it was first introduced in 2004, and then it was produced from 2005 to 2015. The ACE is no longer in production in the United States because of its engine not meeting EPA Tier 4 emission regulation, which now is succeeded by the SD70ACE Tier 4 production, which a lot of people like to call the vacuum cleaner model. Later on, when the locomotive was upgraded to Tier 3 specifications, the horsepower rating went from 4,300 to 4,500 horsepower and had better fuel efficiency overall. The early models, when they first were introduced, were known as Thunder Cabs because as a result the units were not approved for leading trains because they had so much noise from everything and it was just an annoyance to the crews that operated them. The SD70ACE was born because they needed a replacement for the SD70MAC for the EPA regulations to be Tier 2 specified. So EMD overhauled and made a brand new design locomotive with a better emission standard, proven reliable prime mover that would help with fuel efficiency and overall help the EPA feel better about it. It has been going ever since, and then it was upgraded to Tier 3 at one point, and then when they couldn't come up to Tier 4, they had to redo the prime mover, and that is where we have the EMD SD70ACE Tier 4 as of today. 20 pre-production SD70ACEs were given to CSX to try out. This was the first actual test for these locomotives out on the rails, and then these units were sold in 2017 to Progress Rail, which ended up being the new owner of EMD after GM sold them. The SD70ACE has a couple different heritage paint schemes. Union Pacific, all of theirs has been done up in the SD70ACE, and Norfolk Southern's half of their heritage unit rosters have also been painted up on the SD70ACEs. Little pieces of trivia before we get on to the details on it. During the time that General Motors sold EMD to partnership of Greenbrier Equity Group and Berkshire Partners, it was the actual locomotive that they were working on when they sold. And also another little tidbit of information is that it was the last type of diesel locomotive to be built in their LaGrange, Illinois plant, as well as the last to be built in their London, Ontario shops. And also it was the first to be built in EMD's new Muncie, Indiana facility. When GM sold the rights, they were known as Electromotive Division, but when they were bought, they were renamed Electromotive Diesel Inc., thus retaining the EMD initials. I thought that was pretty cool. Now that we've gone over some brief history about the SD70ACE, now we're going to take a look at this rendition from MTH. First off, we'll start at the top of the locomotive. We have the communication part, the satellite link and everything for the crew to get the orders and any kind of relay that they need to make to dispatch. We have the sunshades right here. We have plastic inserts. We have some nice little molded in detail up here. We have an operating smoke unit. We have a attached horn. Here's the intake area where we have two separately applied fans in here that if you blow into them, they will move. And then we have another one right here. And before we go over this part, you gotta be careful with it a little bit. You pop it off, and here you have the controls, like you have to change from 2-rail to 3-rail operation. You have the switch for the on-off for the smoke unit, and then we have manual volume and smoke output controls right here, and then here is an optional port here to charge the battery if you were running the battery, since this is a Proto Sound 2 model, but I replaced the battery with the BCR, so that's not to be needed anymore. And here's the top of one of the motors that's over top of the truck. And then you just slide that back on and attach it on like so. And I love it when these models have these pieces up there and everything, because it's much easier to get to the controls than having to go up underneath like the older models. I'm going to start at the back of the locomotive here on the side profile. We have see-through vent detail here on the body itself. Here's the side of that intake radiator fan set up here. Here's the walkway with nice safety tread added onto it. Attached handrails down the side of the locomotive. We got a very nicely detailed die-cast truck frame here with all the added brake detail. Here's some nice steps with safety tread on them as well. We have a coupler cut bar here on the back. We have added handrails here on the back with safety chain right here. Handrails going up. And then we come down here and here's the die-cast fuel tank with separately applied detail here. We have painted valves and the fuel gauge level here. And here's the beautiful BNSF logo right here with the striping going on. Very nice. Nice paint job. And now we will go down to the front. But last little bit, here's some nice little placards here that are legible, but you have to use like a magnifying glass, but they are there, which is another nice touch. Looking down the side profile towards the front of the locomotive, we have molded-in detail. The more of the striping going down the side. We have the SD70ACE logo right here. And here's the F to denote that this is the front of the locomotive. We have a nicely detailed die-cast front truck with more of that added brake detail. Here's more of the handrail going up down the side. We have the sun shield right here. Better look at that. Here's the plastic inserts right here. Here is the crew member right here, and there is one on the other side as well. We have the steps right here with the safety tread. Here's the front of that snowplow with the coupler cut bar behind it. Here's the front handrails with the operating ditch lights. Here's more of them steps going up to the front of the cab. The door is right over here. I'll show you that in another shot. Here is the sand fill cap up here. Other handrails, operating number boards, and headlight. Here is a separately applied windshield wipers on the front here. Here's the road number 9379 right here. And now we're going to take a look at the front of the locomotive. Now here is that door, and this door does open. There's a little latch here, and I will say that is a pain in the butt sometimes for that latch to engage, and you got to be careful so you don't break it. Here is safety tread here on the front as well. Here's a better look at that attached plow, and they are separately applied in the package with 2 screws and the plow to put on. You can put it either on the front or the back. Here is the operating protocoupler, which can be fired using the DCS remote. Here's a nice shot of that BNSF nose art right here, including the stripe following it all the way around. Here's the handrails with the safety chain on it. Here's some more handrails going down the side. Here's what the back of the locomotive looks like. We have handrails right here. They are attached. And we have some added in pieces right here. Here is the operating backup light. Here is the view of these handrails with safety chain here on the back. We have the safety tread walkway right here. Here is coupler cut bar on the back of the truck right here. We have an operating protocoupler on the rear as well that also can be fired from the DCS remote. Here up here is the sand fill cap for the rear set of trucks. I wanted to show you guys the differences from this side of the locomotive to the other side. There's only a couple. The main differences are there's an added brake wheel on this side right over here. And then on this side, they actually have the entrance into the cab where the crew can come out and inspect the prime mover area and everything and go to the back. It has the added walkway right here with the handrails. And there is a door here with a separately applied windshield wiper and a plastic insert. There is a latch. I think it opens, but I don't dare try to because I don't want to break it because it's very fragile. And you had the added air compressor tanks here, and you also have placards right here, there, of course up here, and of course under the brake wheel, and back here along the frame. Other than that, it's pretty much the same, just those little added subtle differences. Just wanted to point them out to you. Now I've gone over some details and showed you all around this locomotive. Next what we're going to do is I'm going to start her up using the DCS remote, go over the sounds, all the functions and everything. I'm going to fire up the SD70ACE by using the extended startup sequence on the MTH DCS remote. So let's go ahead and fire her up.
Start up.
Alright, let's hear what the bell sounds like. Now let's listen to the horn.
Give me a holler when you're ready for me to take it off. Yep, you a level, will ya? Okay, I'll take a look at it. Level is down 800 gallons. You can use some fuel. That'll do. Fuel level topped off. Thanks. Safety first, always. SF transmission.
You heard him. Safety first. Don't want to lose any fingers or anything. That one looked good, would it?
Second power, you'll be ready. Is she ready to go? She's springs and rigging, all checking out okay. Sand fins are topped off. You're good to go.
Alright, now that we've gone over some sounds of the locomotive, we're going to hook it up to a freight train and we're going to take it around the layout. I'm going to activate the rear coupler on the remote and then I'm going to hook it up. Now that I've got it hooked up to a freight train, I'm going to roll her out, and as the cars go by, I'm going to tell you what they are. Alright. First up, we got an MTH, BNSF, coal porter, rotary dump hopper. Next we have an MTH New York Central pacemaker 3-bay cylindrical hopper. We have a Lionel PS1 40-foot boxcar BNSF. Next we have a Canadian National 4-bay 100-ton hopper. And finally we have a Lionel Extended Vision smoking caboose in the BNSF paint scheme. All beautiful cars in my opinion. Well, after a long day of hauling freight, you know what time it is. It's time to shut her down. And I'm going to be doing that by using the extended shutdown sequence.
How's she been running? She's going great. Let's go tonight. Shut it off. Safety first, always. SF transmission.
This model has ProtoSound 2.0 on board, It has a length of 18.5 inches, and it can operate on 042 curves at the minimum. It is a beautiful model. MTH, what can I say? I mean, they make good quality products for not a lot of money. Very nice product. The only thing I'd have to say is if you do want to pick this one up, make sure you swap out the battery for a BCR so you don't have no issues down the road. And this model was released in 2007. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Sorry it's been a while since I had put up a video. Had a lot of things going on, but we're back on the rails, as they'd say. I just want to thank you guys again, and until next time, this is JG Trains signing off.